Lillie Langtry, alluring insights into her life, the mistress extraordinaire. Unbelievably captivating and an absolute enchantress, Lillie Langtry captivated the imagination of the 19th century London. As a romantic partner of no less than 5 high society figures, her numerous affairs resulted in substantial wealth and significant influence among the upper parts of London society. However, this lifestyle also earned her numerous adversaries. Embark on a journey through Lillie Langtry's notorious pursuit of fame and fortune, witnessing her eventual and dramatic downfall. Langtry inherited distinctive traits from her parents that moulded her life. Her mother, Emily Davis, bestowed upon Langtry her stunning beauty, while her father, the Very Reverend William Courbet Le Breton, passed down his wandering ways and inclination for extramarital relationships. A perilous combination of beauty, wit, and charm led to Langtry's involvement in a series of romances, leading a trail of admirers and heartbreak. The solitary girl among 7 siblings, Langtry quickly adapted the need to emulate her brothers. She mastered concealing her emotions and thinking swiftly, adopting the behaviours expected of a young man in her era. Embracing a more masculine persona also meant engaging in mischievous exploits that no respectable girl would partake in, and Langtry was more than willing to participate. Langtry and her younger brother Reggie had a favourite prank that they enjoyed playing on nightly visitors to St Saviour's churchyard. Balancing on stilts and draping themselves in a white sheet, the mischievous duo haunted the churchyard, providing unsuspected visitors with quite a fright. They might have continued undetected if not for a stern warning from an enraged local threatening to use cold lead if the antics persisted. While the prank ceased, Langtry's penchant for mischief was just beginning. Unlike her brothers, who had a tutor covering languages, math, music, and art, Langtry had a French governess focused on teaching needlework and household management, although Langtry resisted. Unhappy with her lessons and the governess, Langtry's father eventually conceded, allowing her to receive the same education as her brothers. Armed with beauty and intellect uncommon for women of her time, Langtry's ensuing journey was hardly surprising. At a mere 14 years old, Langtry captured the heart of 23-year-old Lieutenant Charles Spencer Longley, stationed on her home island of Jersey. Despite Longley's infatuation, Langtry herself remained largely indifferent to his advances. Despite her lack of interest, Longley proposed to the young girl, only to receive an answer far from what he hoped for. The proposal did not unfold as planned. Apart from Langtry's disinterest, her age made marriage inappropriate. Heartbroken, Longley took the logical step. He requested a transfer back to England, putting as much distance as possible between himself and Langtry. Despite continued proposals from other local men, Langtry's sights were set on the bustling metropolis, and she had no intention of remaining in Jersey. During that era, socially connected young women like Langtry concluded their education in London, immersing themselves in high society social gatherings and parties. At the age of 16, feeling prepared, Langtry departed Jersey for the dazzling lights of London. She, accompanied by her mother and adorned in a splendid ball gown tailored exclusively for her, she anticipated making a significant impression. However, her initial encounter with high society turned into a complete fiasco. Langtry's introduction to London's social scene encountered unexpected hurdles. Her upbringing made her conspicuously stand out at the social events that she attended. Despite wearing her ball gown with pride, it seems woefully outdated compared to the fashionable styles of London. Feeling like a clumsy peasant, Langtry eagerly awaited the evening's dismal conclusion. Disappointed, she returned to Jersey, but her fortune was about to take a turn. 4 years following her disastrous London debut, Lillie encountered Edward Langtry, the owner of an opulent 80-foot yacht named the Red Gauntlet. Enchanted by the yacht, Edward's wealth, and the influence it afforded him, Langtry swiftly attached herself to him, and the two embarked on frequent sailing excursions together. Although Langtry primarily admired him for his wealth, Edward's feelings were deeper. Edward's love knew no bounds. The couple enjoyed racing their yacht together, and once, during a race, Langtry fell asleep. Respecting her need for beauty sleep, Edward refrained from firing the Victory cannon, a necessary step to formalize his win. Two slower boats passed him, resulting in a loss solely because his lady love needed some rest. Regrettably, the display of devotion failed to impress Langtry's parents. Described as a pudgy chap, his weak mouth overhung with a walrus moustache, and his conversation powers limited. Edward Langtry did not meet Millie's family's standards. However, the stronger their disapproval, the more determined Lillie became to marry him. After only 6 weeks of acquaintance, the couple wed, spending their honeymoon in style on the Channel Islands. Their bliss, however, was very short-lived. Upon relocating to Southampton to begin their new life together, Lillie contracted typhoid fever, plunging her into a month-long perilous illness with only her husband for care. Although she eventually recovered, Langtry convinced her husband that moving to London would be beneficial for her health. In reality, she was eager to re-enter London high society. Did her second attempt fare any better? Not quite. The move to London proved ill-fated. Invitations to social events were scarce, leaving Langtry often confined to her bed with nothing but books for company. Meanwhile, Edward, a nature enthusiast, found himself trapped within the city's confines, resorting to heavy drinking as a coping mechanism. Bored and despondent, the couple languished in their rented London residence, and yet somehow their situation managed to worsen. In 1876, Lillie Langtry received devastating news. Her younger brother Reggie, a once playful companion in childhood pranks, met with a fatal riding accident. Despite rushing back to Jersey as swiftly as possible, she couldn't arrive in time for the funeral. Ridden with guilt, Langtry spent the ensuing months mourning in her own manner, a process that caught the attention of influential individuals. Still in mourning, Langtry attended her subsequent high society gathering, adorned in a simple black dress and unassuming hairstyle. Amidst the room of women adorned in elaborate ball gowns, Langtry's understated elegance and sombre attire distinguished her, an observation not lost on the attending artists. Some covertly sketched the enigmatic young woman, propelling her into the limelight. During the event, George Francis Miles, another attendee, discreetly produced numerous sketches of Langtry. These sketches found their way into London shops. Her image graced postcards, and storefronts were adorned with her likeness to attract attention. Artists vied for the privilege of using her as a model for their portraits. Langtry willingly posed for numerous artists as her fame soared, with a particular portrait causing a significant stir. Clad in her now iconic black dress, Langtry posed for painter Sir John Everett Millais, aiming to capture the hue of her pale complexion and towering stature on canvas. The resulting painting, A Jersey Lily, coupled with her distinctive skin tone, bestowed upon her a new moniker, the Jersey Lily. The Royal Academy showcased the artwork, catapulting Langtry into the adoration of royalty. While attending another high society event with her husband, Langtry crossed paths with Queen Victoria's son, the Prince of Wales, Albert Edward, also known as the future King of England. Obsessed by the widely circulated images of her, the prince orchestrated a seat next to her at dinner, leaving her unfortunate husband relegated to the opposite end of the table. Initially overwhelmed by the attention, Langtry soon succumbed to Bertie's charms, marking the commencement of the most renowned public affair of the era. The affair between Langtry and the prince became evident to all, including both Langtry's husband and the prince's wife, Princess Alexandra. Langtry's husband sought solace in drink, often disappearing for extended fishing trips. Meanwhile, Princess Alexandra chose to turn a blind eye to the affair, treating Langtry with kindness. The princess's apparent acceptance left Langtry with a sense of security, or did it? Langtry came to the realization that emulating the social grace of high society ladies was an unattainable goal for her. However, with the prince's support, society opinions became inconsequential. Despite persisting in social faux pas, such as once asking a man who was the President of the United States who he was, Langtry ceased caring about public perceptions. There was, however, one individual that she aimed to impress. Langtry harboured a bold desire to meet Queen Victoria, a daring move given her ongoing affair with the prince. Nevertheless, the prince facilitated the meeting, though the Queen's reception was less than warm. Despite the monarch's cold demeanour, the encounter catapulted Langtry into a social whirlwind, with invitations pouring in to meet some of London's most influential figures. However, her rapid ascent to fame foreshadowed an even swifter descent to rock bottom. Langtry's popularity began to wane with the arrival of Sarah, a French stage actress whose golden voice and stage prowess rivaled Langtry's beauty. Even the prince took notice. As Bertie's interest in their affair waned, Langtry's party invitations dwindled, and the financial support from affluent friends and patrons vanished. In its wake, creditors began closing in. With finances depleted, Langtry faced the onslaught of creditors. Discovering her husband lacked the anticipated wealth, creditors declared them bankrupt. When they came knocking for repayment, Langtry's husband embarked on an extended fishing trip, leaving her to liquidate her possessions to settle the debts. Bereft of spousal support, Langtry sought solace in the arms of another man. Prince Louis of Battenberg succumbed to Langtry's allure as her husband's abandonment and their bankruptcy unfolded. Hindered by the turmoil, Langtry couldn't invest the time or emotional energy in a lasting relationship with him. Their affair proved short-lived, and the news of the events led to Prince Louis being sent away to serve in the Navy. The affair reached its conclusion when Langtry discovered her pregnancy. With uncertainty surrounding the baby's paternity, Langtry retreated to Jersey to conceal the pregnancy from the prying eyes of the gossiping society ladies in London. Deciding to keep the birth a secret, she enlisted the help of an old friend. Though the Prince of Wales no longer sought Langtry as a mistress, their friendship endured, and he was not one to forsake his friends. Providing her with financial support, he persuaded her to spend the remaining months of her pregnancy in Paris, where her identity and story remained unknown. Grateful for the assistance, she accepted the funds and followed his suggestion. Yet a minor complication soon emerged in her plan. In her quest to conceal the true paternity of her child, Langtry devised a plan to present her husband as the father. To change the pregnancy timeline, she dispatched him to America under the guise of assessing and valuing some land. This suggestion wasn't entirely implausible, given his ownership of land in Northern Ireland. Unfortunately, he completed his assignment ahead of schedule, resisting Langtry's attempts to keep him away for an extended period. Langtry gave birth to a girl, Jean Marie, revealing through the timing that her husband was not the father. Their relationship began disintegrating further, and her husband's escalating drinking habits and Langtry's waning interest led to their separation. Yet this separation marked only the beginning of the saga, particularly for her husband. Despite numerous attempts to secure a divorce, Langtry's husband repeatedly rebuffed her petitions. Wild rumours about him circulated, and rather than disprove them, Langtry remained silent. One particularly outlandish rumour claimed he would covertly track her movements in various towns, seeking updates from those near her, but never approaching her directly. Under public and legal pressure to proceed with the divorce, her husband took to the papers to defend himself. He refuted the allegations, portraying them as attacks on his character, and vehemently declared, "She shall never untie the altar knot as long as I live." Regardless of the truth, Langtry had to forge ahead. Her narrative was just commencing. Leaving Jean Marie in the care of her mother, Langtry returned to London in financial straits. Oscar Wilde, her eccentric poet friend, suggested she venture into acting, recognizing her beauty and wit. However, societal norms frowned upon ladies of high society engaging in acting, necessitating Langtry to appear respectable. She achieved this by aligning herself with the Prime Minister of the time, William Gladstone, whose moral reputation legitimised her newfound occupation. In an era when acting carried a less than honourable reputation, high society women avoided becoming actresses. Langtry sought to establish respectability and found an ally in Prime Minister William Gladstone. Her association with him provided the social legitimacy that her new occupation required, yet her real challenge lay in the realm of theatre criticism. Langtry embarked on her acting career under the guidance of seasoned actress Henrietta Labouchere. While her debut performance in She Stoops to Conquer resonated with the audience, critical reviews were less than favourable. Many did not take her seriously, a setback that could have prematurely ended her acting career if not for significant assistance from the royal circle. Despite the fading of their romantic connection, Langtry left an undeniable mark on the Prince of Wales. When he discovered her new venture, he supported her by attending her performances. Wherever the prince went, crowds followed. With Langtry's acting skills improving under her mentor's wing, she garnered a significant following that propelled her career to new heights. In 1882, Langtry embarked on a theatre tour of America with her recently established theatre company. Initially apprehensive about going international, her concerns proved unfounded. Langtry captivated American audiences, breaking box office records with each show. America embraced her, and in return, Langtry would find love on American soil. For the first 18 years of her life, Jean Marie, the daughter Langtry left behind in Jersey, remained unaware of her true parentage. She believed Langtry to be her aunt, and Langtry's ex-husband was assumed to be her father. The revelation came when, on the verge of engagement, someone inadvertently disclosed the truth. Shocked, Jean Marie learned the reality of her parentage. Jean Marie's fiancé revealed the truth. Her mother was her grandmother, her aunt was her real mother, and her father was likely Prince Louis of Battenberg. This revelation, based on Langtry's numerous affairs, left Jean Marie angry and humiliated. She severed ties with her aunt, declaring they were no longer family, further diminishing Langtry's already dwindling circle of friends and family. Historically drawn to wealth, Langtry commenced another affair with the immensely wealthy Frederick in America. The affair made headlines, ensuring sold-out shows as audiences clamoured to witness the captivating woman, causing men to lose their composure. Despite her husband's refusal to grant a divorce, Langtry revelled in her newfound wealth. Lily's life with Frederick unfolded in luxury. He whisked her away to an extensive European trip, purchased a townhouse in pricey New York City, and in a grand gesture acquired a private railway carriage designed by Langtry herself for a hefty $1 million. Langtry had hit the jackpot. With her newfound affluence, Langtry invested in American industries and real estate, allowing her to become a US citizen and legally dissolve her marriage. The divorce concluded, Edward Langtry faded into obscurity. Lily embraced her new life with Frederick, determined to leave her past with her ex-husband behind. Soon after, news of Edward's passing reached her, and her response was unsparing. In 1897, Langtry's ex-husband found himself on a passenger ship in the Irish Sea, where an unfortunate fall led to a fatal head injury. Despite being sent to a doctor upon docking, Edward did not survive. When Lillie received the news, it elicited little emotional response. Later, she sent a letter of condolence to another widow, stating, "I too have lost a husband, but alas, it was no great loss," a cutting remark indeed. Langtry continued to augment her wealth by delving into thoroughbred horse racing, quickly assembling a stable of horses. She participated in races and accumulated prize money. During this period, Langtry crossed paths with George Alexander Baird, a wealthy Scotsman prominent in the horse racing scene. Predictably, the two embarked on an affair. However, this liaison proved perilous for Langtry. Baird's reputation was less than stellar, characterized by aggressive behavior, frequent clashes with authorities, and a hot temper, association with questionable individuals, and jealousy, a toxic combination. Baird's violent outburst towards Langtry, including an incident that left her with 2 black eyes, resulted in a 10-day hospital stay. Furious, Langtry swore off Baird, temporarily at least. After the violent episode, Langtry remained secluded at home as her injuries healed. Baird, seeking forgiveness, resorted to sending her jewels and money, a strategy that typically worked with Langtry. This time, however, she remained unmoved and planned to press charges against him. Baird, desperate to win back the Jersey Lillie, struggled for ideas until he remembered the one irresistible thing for Langtry. Baird devised a foolproof plan to regain her favour. He bought her a yacht named the White Lady. Delighted by the gesture, Langtry's friend disapproved, both of the yacht and her swift forgiveness of Baird. Langtry candidly told a friend, "I detest him, but every time he harms me, he gives me a cheque for £5,000. Consequently, several friends distanced themselves, and the American gossip columns humorously dubbed the yacht the Black Eye, a cringe-worthy turn of events. Over time, Langtry's romantic entanglements came to an end. Frederick married someone else, and Baird succumbed to pneumonia. At 45, Langtry bid farewell to her acting career and settled down with Sir Hugo de Bathe, a man who was 19 years her junior. True to her pattern, he was affluent, aligning with Langtry's motives. However, once she secured de Bath's wealth, the romance quickly dwindled. With financial security, Langtry frequented the gambling tables in Monte Carlo during her leisure time. Beyond her striking beauty, she displayed a penchant for luck, often winning substantial bets. Remarkably, in 1907, Langtry achieved the distinction of being the first woman to break the bank at Monte Carlo, surpassing the casino's ability to compensate her. As Langtry entered her 50s, she and de Bath essentially led separate lives. While Langtry resided in a villa in Monaco, her partner lived half an hour away, near Nice, France. Occasional encounters occurred at social gatherings, and he occasionally sought her company for various events. Langtry, not one to overlook neglect, ensured that he faced consequences in her final years. At 75, Langtry, grappling with bronchitis, approached the end of her life. 3 months prior to her passing, driven by vengeance, she altered her will. Bequests were directed to a local museum, her estranged daughter and grandchildren, and Matilda, a local companion. Notably, de Bathe received not a single penny, and in the end Langtry had the last laugh. Langtry, with her captivating beauty and ambitious pursuits, served as an inspiration for several modern-day characters. Notably, she was believed to be the muse of Irene Adler in Sherlock Holmes, the woman who famously outwitted the renowned detective. Her intriguing life and array of relationships have been featured in numerous television productions. Given the dramatic nature of her life, it's foreseeable that she will continue to captivate imaginations for years to come. Lillie's life unfolds as a captivating tale of passion, scandal and resilience. From the heights of high society to the tumultuous world of acting, Langtry navigated a maze of relationships and challenges with unwavering determination. Her legacy as a woman who defied social norms and inspired characters in literature stand as a testament to the enduring allure of her remarkable journey.